Marco Antonio Rubio was born on May 28, 1971, in Miami, Florida, to Cuban immigrants Mario Rubio Reyna and Orioles Rubio, who left Cuba in 1956 during the Fulgencio Batista dictatorship, seeking better economic opportunities. His parents' journey embodies the American dream, with his father working as a banquet bartender and his mother as a hotel maid, cashier, and Kmart stock clerk. Rubio grew up in a close-knit family with three siblings: older brother Mario, older sister Barbara, and younger sister Veronica. His early life was shaped by his grandfather, Pedro Victor Garcia, whose stories of Cuba's fall to communism profoundly influenced Rubio's worldview and passion for public service. Early life and education. Rubio's family briefly moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, in 1979, where his father bartended at the Sam's Town Hotel and his mother worked as a housekeeper at the Imperial Palace Hotel. During this time, Rubio, raised Roman Catholic, was baptized as a Mormon but later returned to Catholicism when the family moved back to Miami in 1985. In Las Vegas, Rubio was exposed to a diverse working-class community, which broadened his perspective, though he ultimately embraced the conservative Cuban-American ethos of Miami's Lil Havana. He was a standout football player at South Miami Senior High School, graduating in 1989. Rubio earned a football scholarship to Tarkio College in Missouri but transferred after a year to Santa Fe Community College, then graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from the University of Florida in 1993. He later earned a Juris Doctor cum laude from the University of Miami School of Law in 1996. During law school, he worked for Representative Ileana Rose Leitonen, the first Hispanic woman elected to the U.S. House, gaining early political experience. Early political career. Rubio's political career began in 1998 when he won a seat on the West Miami City Commission at age 26, defeating an incumbent. In 1999, he was elected to the Florida House of Representatives in a special election, quickly rising through the ranks. He served as Majority Whip, Majority Leader, and Speaker of the House from 2006 to 2008, becoming the first Cuban-American speaker in Florida history. As Speaker, Rubio launched Ideraisers across Florida, collecting public input for his book 100 Innovative Ideas for Florida's Future. All 100 ideas passed the Florida House, with 57 becoming law, including measures to combat gangs, promote energy efficiency, and expand school choice. After term limits ended his tenure in 2008, Rubio practiced law and taught at Florida International University. U.S. Senate, 2011-2025. In 2009, Rubio announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate, initially trailing incumbent Governor Charlie Crist in the Republican primary. Crist's switch to an independent run gave Rubio the GOP nomination, and he won the 2010 election in a three-way race. As a senator, Rubio aligned with the Tea Party, advocating conservative policies like opposing gun control, the Affordable Care Act, same-sex marriage, and climate change regulations. He broke with some Republicans by co-authoring the 2013 Immigration Reform Bill, which offered a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants but failed to pass. Rubio also pushed for stronger sanctions on Iran, opposed the Iran nuclear deal, and supported arming Syrian rebels while opposing Syrian refugee resettlement. His foreign policy hawkishness included criticism of China's influence and normalization with Cuba. Rubio was re-elected in 2016 and 2022, earning a reputation as a bipartisan dealmaker, ranked highly by the Center for Effective Lawmaking and the Lugar Center. Presidential run and political evolution. In 2015, Rubio announced his candidacy for the 2016 Republican presidential nomination, emphasizing a new American century and his immigrant roots. His campaign struggled against Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, and he dropped out after losing the Florida primary. Rubio's initial Tea Party support waned due to his immigration stance, but he later embraced conservative populism, aligning more closely with Trump's agenda. In 2021, he voted to acquit Trump during his second impeachment trial over the January 6 Capitol attack, arguing the Senate lacked jurisdiction over a former president. Rubio also sponsored bills like the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act and legislation targeting China's influence, reflecting his focus on national security. Secretary of State, 2025-present. In 2024, President-elect Donald Trump nominated Rubio as the 72nd U.S. Secretary of State, unanimously confirmed by the Senate. Rubio assumed the role on January 21, 2025, becoming the first Hispanic American in this position and the highest-ranking Hispanic official in U.S. history. He also serves as acting administrator of USAID and acting archivist of the United States. Rubio's tenure has been marked by controversy, particularly over cuts to USAID programs. In early 2025, about 10,000 programs were abruptly ended, with reports estimating severe consequences, including untreated malnutrition and disease outbreaks. Rubio was alerted to these risks but maintained that life-saving programs would be protected. His America First approach prioritizes U.S. interests in foreign policy, reflecting his long-standing hawkish stance. Personal life and legacy. Rubio married Jeanette Deebs, a former Miami Dolphins cheerleader of Colombian descent, in 1998. They have 4 children: Amanda, Daniela, Anthony, and Dominic. Rubio often cites fatherhood as his most important role, influenced by his own father's work ethic and sacrifice. His family's Cuban heritage and their struggles as immigrants remain central to his identity, though controversies over discrepancies in his family's emigration story, initially presented as fleeing Castro but later clarified as pre-Castro economic migration, drew scrutiny. Rubio's rise from humble beginnings to a leading Republican figure is chronicled in his memoir An American Son and books like The Rise of Marco Rubio by Manuel Roig Franzia, which highlight his resilience and the cultural context of Miami's Cuban-American community. Controversies and criticism. Rubio's narrative about his family's Cuban exodus faced criticism in 2011 when reports revealed his parents left Cuba in 1956, before Castro's rise. He clarified that his story was based on family lore and emphasized their intent to return to Cuba in 1961, which was thwarted by communism's spread. His support for immigration reform alienated some Tea Party supporters, while his opposition to abortion, even in cases of rape or incest, and same-sex marriage drew criticism from progressives. As Secretary of State, his role in USAID program cuts sparked backlash, with employees warning of global health crises. Rubio's defenders argue his policies reflect a commitment to conservative values and national security.